May have been a lot of truth to
I get
that.
an infusion tomorrow again, all day. Just, it's retoxin. Too strong a drug. I asked her if I could stop doing it, and she said, well,
I've got a great
but I
grandfather.
have transfers. It's reoccurring MS, so
Jacob.
I keep arguing with her, but I said, okay, I'll do it. But I never. Summer. Yeah.
Okay. This one evidently he was a
I'm
ranger
doing this UT.
or whatever
She's the only one that has this.
Was it?
It's for patients with MS.
Mhm.
Patients that have stroke.
Daddy, we
Sit on this bicycle, but the wiring is nice. And the screen, and pressure, and everything else. Good to drive that. I had heard about it from PT at she tutored them. She the PT screens have this and she said she's the only one that has this machine. She said she should try it. The other PT on balance and stuff. And she said, we've gone pretty far. Looks like we'll try that. So we've been doing it for about a month. Hopefully she'll really try it. I'm not sure if it's, I wanted to do some of these hips so that
Does anybody else have one more copy of this that they can give to them back here? Thank you.
yeah. It says older people should do the knee lifts every day and the kicks I've been
Bluetooth connecting.
They got 3 S's in this word. Simply it's they can have 3 S's in their own
And I told Sonia and I that shopping today, tried all pants and she said,
Wait till afterward.
no, there's nothing.
Okay, still saucers.
Healed and potatoes.
Nova. Now you can correct me right away on this one.
I wouldn't correct you at all. You're
The
an
Nova. You're the Nova.
You're the over.
You're the Nova.
Because you put that N in there and you're speaking German. We're not speaking German.
The Nova is
Jüde over is Alsatian. Guten Abend is German.
Okay, it's outside.
Yeah. Guten Abend is good. Alsatian too.
I knew
Well, we'll stick to the games for now.
because he pushes
Just a
the
few announcements before we start tonight.
What?
Just a few announcements before we start tonight. The dictionaries have been shipped by the printer, and I'll have them available next week. God willing.
Thank you.
Be sure, all of you, be sure you buy one because I'm getting half the profits on it. No, seriously, if there's anything you get that little dictionary. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I don't even know exactly how much I'm going to charge for them yet. I've got to pay the printer, and it'll be a small amount, though. You know, maybe at most $15 or something like that. Just
Let's make it
just
20.
to cover the cost. Okay, now also, along with my cousin Clarine Smith, I've got a T-shirt design that you might be interested in, and later, when we're done with class today, maybe we can put it up on the screen here for you to take a look at it, and maybe at the end of class today or at the beginning of class next week, I'm just going to pass around a little notepad, and you can put your name, your size, and how many you want, if you want one.
Okay.
Just thought it'd be kind of neat. I think you'll like it once you see it.
Does it help you speak Alsatian?
What's that?
Does it help you speak Alsatian?
Oh yeah, it's got Alsatian words on it.
It and a few beers.
Everybody you see is going to say, now what does that mean? You're going to have to tell them.
Maybe.
So that being said, if we can get it loaded into the computer and display it, we'll do that. This evening we're going to shift to Les Shearhart's going to give us a little more practical lessons on some Alsatian words, and he's got the microphone hooked up. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Les right now, and he can take it from here.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you for the introduction. First of all, we're going to have a disclaimer. I've never taken an Alsatian class in college or anything like that, so I don't know anything about all of that good stuff. My knowledge of the Alsatian language is what I've learned over the past 84 years, listening to my ancestors. So we're going to have a whole lot of fun in here, I hope. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to say some words that aren't quite correct, and we're going to laugh about it. We'll correct each other. I've made some mistakes. I guess my best mistake I ever made is when there were some Alsatian ladies here from Alsace, obviously. There were some teachers, and we went over to Patsy's sister's house for lunch. We were sitting there eating lunch, and they were bragging about how well Kay cooked and all that good stuff. They asked me, how about Patsy? I said, yeah, sie ist so eine gute Kuh. A kuh is a cow. I meant to say, yeah, sie ist so eine gute cook. Was cooked. Anyway, they had a good laugh. So that was my first mistake I ever made in Alsatian. Yeah, right. We have everything ready to go there?
Well, we did, but the internet's going in and out, and I can't get back to the thing yet, but I should be in a minute.
Well. Technical difficulties.
Bill's fault.
Hopefully by the end of this class, we will be able to speak Alsatian, maybe not fluently, but we'll be able to talk some, be able to get along with it. I'm hoping that we can learn several things. One of the things we're going to teach you is how to say the Our Father in Alsatian. Okay? Hopefully. If I can remember it. We've got some little poems that I picked up over the years. One that I'm especially proud of is one that my father-in-law always spoke. We're going to teach you how to sing the official Alsatian national anthem. No, the unofficial Alsatian national anthem. Called it Hans im Schnogelhof. Hans im Schnogelhof. And it's a nice little song. It has some Ja, sie ist nicht dumm, sie ist nicht gerade, yeah. What else?
Les,
Yes, ma'am.
you were talking about coins. Pacha Pacha Kuchen, which is patty cake, is that German or is that Alsatian?
I have no idea. I've never heard that.
Never heard it? I know-
But I would say hearing that Puken, that sounds pretty much German.
Okay.
Pacha Pacha would be clap.
Yeah. Okay, I know that by heart.
Okay, well, we'll need you to teach us that then. What else?
Hey,
Hopefully we'll speak some Alsatian, be able to read a little Alsatian. I have a book. We'll be using this book, and sad to say, we've lost a lot of these books. We had 20 of them shipped to us, and I can only account for 12 of them now. Some of them seem to have disappeared. Oh, I know you have one, Sue, because I loaned you that one. I have three. I have three of them that I've loaned out, but there's other people have them. When we were having classes over at Mark's, I think some of them got thrown in the trash or something. But anyway, it's a nice little book. No, and we'll use it as much as we can. Hopefully, we'll get that projector that Mark is talking about, and we can project this on the screen. And this is written in French and Alsatian.
and what's the name?
Pardon?
What's the name?
I think it's still available. Mark got 3 of them, I think, from
What's
the
the name?
publisher.
What's the name?
Tommy and Louise. Tommy and Louise.
By?
By, what was her name? Sylvie Traxler.
And it's like
Troxler.
$50.
Pardon?
$50?
Is it $50?
Tractor Amazon.
Well, the Medina County Alsatian Association sent us 20 of them way back, and we used them when we were teaching classes over at the library. The library had 10 of them, and I kept 10 of them, or we kept 10 of them, so that they wouldn't get lost. But we heard rumors that they were going to be given away at the library or sold at a cut price, so I went and got all 10 of those. So I had 20 of them when we started teaching over at Mark's house, but some of them just disappeared. And I can only account for 12 of them now. But anyway, that's basically what we're going to learn to read out of it. It's about similar to remember the old, yeah,
Jump, jump.
Sally, Dick, and Jane. Remember old Sally, Dick, and Jane that we used in the spot? But I think it was Sally, Dick, and Jane was the name of the book.
Yeah.
And it's a little pre-primer. It's written very simply. It's very well illustrated, and we're going to use that. But we're not going to get into that until next week. As I said, I have translated the whole thing into Alsatian, so we'll be able to cross over.
If you want to order it, you order it through, they don't really have ISBN numbers, it's MK67. It's gonna do something.
And you say it's $50?
It's about $50.
What about
Wow.
today? It's Super Monday or whatever.
This little book, if you did nothing else, get this little book.
Yeah.
Bill and I are in business together. We're going to try to get some money out of him. This book is a real easy book to read, but it's, what is it, $50 or so? 92?
Focus.
If you want to do that, it's a very good, it's very easy to follow. It's
Focus.
the words in English, then the Alsatian, and they'll make sentences.
On this side.
That was by Paul Adolph. This was another one by Paul Adolph. It's real good. It's a little harder to navigate. You have it in English, French, German, Alsatian, and English. And you look up the word in English, it will refer you to the French. The French will refer you back to the Alsatian. So but it's not that difficult to use. It's all right.
You definitely want to capture the screen. Get tight. So you can see all the words.
This one here is, I wouldn't think that you would get it because it's very difficult to navigate through. But it's also by Paul Adolph. And this is another one that's very difficult to use. It's by Paul Adolph. But you can use it, but if you don't have a working knowledge of the Alsatian language, it may be a little bit difficult. Anyway, by the way, there were two of these that Paul actually gave to our library, and they were there for people to use. But one day, the librarian decided that it wasn't very important, and she sold both of them for $2.50 a piece. They're gone.
Luckily, Mary Ethel Porter scooped up one, she gave one to Thunder Jack Burnett.
But anyway,
Just like the tape.
I got my copy from Paul. Paul Adolph, he's
We actually have those.
one of the few people that writes in English and Alsatian. He was a professor of languages in the university over there, and he was well, he's getting old now. He's 93 years old, I think, but he's still kicking. He and Malou, his wife's name is Malou, and he wrote all these books. When we were over in Alsace, we went and visited him, and he had Patsy go all around and touch the buildings to see what they felt like. And when he was here, I'm trying to take up some space here. When he was here visiting us, it was during the winter when we were feeding cattle, and you know what cattle do when you throw hay out to them. They mess things up. Well, Paul went out there to our place with us, and we went out and we're going to show him the place, and he wanted to walk out there in the middle of all that stuff, and he did. With all his pretty clothes on. He had to touch every cactus bush and thorn, and he was at the time. He said he was translating the Huth papers, and he wanted to see exactly what they were talking about. So he had to touch everything.
And Calvin here that was around, he said, be careful, be careful. He said, no, I want to walk in it. I want to see what I want.
Was luft als is mist? Nee. Okay, what else do we need to do? What else could I take up some time with?
Teach them some rhymes.
Alphabet.
Well, we're going to do that on the thing here, I think.
Tell them my favorite word.
No, Debbie.
Scheisse.
No, and that's not Alsatian. That's German.
Okay, what's the
I think Alsatian is
Cheese. Cheese. Scheiss is German. But now you just taught her another word that she needs. That's all she needs.
Hey, Deb.
No problem. They understand German very well. In fact, there are some of them there who can speak German and not Alsatian. Now we're going to concentrate on the Alsatian language that our folks came over here with. The language from southern Alsace, from the highlands, which is close to Hochdeutsch. Hochdeutsch is High German, not because it's any better than other German, it's because it was what was spoken up in the mountains. And Alsatian is a High Germanic dialect. That's what I thought we were getting something there. Well, pardon?
I know we had the history, like second time, I think, but did most of the Alsatians that came over here come from that south area?
Yes, it was just a small area there, probably with about a 15 square mile, or 15 mile radius, something like that. It was a small area there, the Alsatians who came here. Yes. Now the Alsatian language differs a little bit from place to place. In fact, if you've been around this area for many years, you notice the Alsatian speakers, you'll notice that those people that up at Rio Medina, those foreigners up there, they speak it a little differently than we do here in Castroville. And the Castroville people speak a little differently than the Lacoste people, but just a very little bit. I noticed a word that was used in the German the other day, said, "Slow" for "zwei," "slow," or "two." When I was a kid, my uncle, who came from the Rio Medina area, or the cliff actually farther north than Rio Medina, he always said "slow." We always said "zwei." So he did the "slow." Ein, zwei, I flew, yeah.
My side of the family came from a little village called Breton.
Uh-huh. That's where her ancestors came from.
Really? Well, some of my cousins that live in Colorado, Bryce's children, have gone over there and found this little Breton, and they took some pictures in the cemetery next to the church that had the Tongri name on it. But my daughter and I were looking up Breton. It's a very small.
Yes.
And when my daughter and I were looking it up, and we couldn't find it, so we're gonna have to call this and say, where was it?
Interestingly enough, we went to Breton. That's where Patsy's ancestors came from, the Sitters. And we went to a house over there where some of the Sitter relatives still lived, and we had Kudaluth and wine with them. You want to tell about the trip down to the church?
Well, we visited with the Panthers, and I think they're the only ones that we still know of that live in Alsatian. And so we arrived at their house and they invited us in. We ate with them. I think it was the plum pie that everybody.
Oh, was it? Quachua?
Yes, yes. Everybody was that was super easy. And then we walked up a hill and then down the hill to the little church. And
Was the cemetery next to the church?
yes,
Yeah.
in the back, right at the church, right in the back. And we sat in the pews where the sitters worshipped. Each one had their bench that I guess they paid for, so we got to sit in the pew. But before we went into church, somebody had to go to the little beer joint across the road because that's where they kept the key if anybody needed to visit the church.
Yeah.
So
If you ever go, it's very, very nice to go to those little towns. My ancestors came from a town maybe 8 miles from there, called Soplehot. Now, where Soplehot is the French name, the Alsatian name was Eberschulzbach, and the German name, when they came into it, they made it Oberschulzbach. And then the French called it Soplehot. But many of those towns have different names. They had the Alsatian and the French name. Our sister Carolyn went with us when we went to Alsace. She didn't drink any wine though. There were my 2 sisters and their husbands, and Patsy and I went and spent. What did we spend there? 2 weeks? 15 days? But it's fun. It's a fun place to be. They're fun people. And they'll laugh with you. If you make a mistake when you say a word, they'll laugh right with you. They won't. There we go. But let's go back. I hope by the end of this, by the end of this time, we will all be able to say those 3 words. Mir reda Elsassisch. Mir reda Elsassisch. We speak Alsatian. But anyway, that's hopefully if we can all say that and be true about it, I mean it, we'll be in good shape.
Dad, I don't want to mess it up and make the whole thing big. Can you work with it that way? Because it's not giving me a slideshow thing.
Oh, what am I supposed to do?
Nothing. It just,
I mean,
you have control.
she can move it up for you.
I can move it up?
No, she can.
Okay, we can. Okay, let's look at some words that are very similar in Alsatian and English. They're called cognates, words that are similar. They descend from the same roots, but we'll see how similar the 2 languages are. There are some very many similarities between them, just as there are similarities between German and Alsatian. Can we move it up somewhere, somehow, or do I do that?
Does it go down?
Yeah, whatever, up, down, whichever direction we
Do you
go.
want to go the next one?
No, I want, cognates, that's what we want. We
Go back.
Back, yes.
Do you have total control over it with that?
I do? I do. Ooh, that's small. Okay, let's look at some of these words. English, English, English is English, and Alsatian is Alsatian. Alsatian is Alsatian. Now that's the Alsatian language. If I were going to talk about the Alsatian person, it would be Alsace. The difference between those are Alsatian and Alsatian. Alsatian is the language. The English, yeah. Look at address.
I did that.
Yeah, you did that.
Yeah, go back. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get your whole screen.
Okay, I wish you could.
Try F11.
F11.
Make sure to press F in before you
Just as in German, the Alsatian, every Alsatian noun will be capitalized.
Oh, look at it.
That's better. Okay, let's look at some of these. Look at these words and see if they don't look similar. Address and address. Address and address. They sound of alcohol, alcohol. And we'll get to that, why we don't have a K, why K is in there and it's not a sig later on. Angel and angel. An angel is an angel. Army, army. A-R-M-E-E. A bank is a bonk. But also, a bonk is a bench. A bench is also a bonk. But these would be the cognates. Battery, you spell battery there. B-A-T-T-E-R-I-E. And this one, I think nobody wants to hear that. Beer.
Just get the text.
Beer and beer. Beer and beer. Bible and Bible. Bible. We have biscuit and a biscuit. Blind, blind. Blind. Blonde, blonde. Blonde.
That doesn't get an umlaut?
Oh, I don't know if it gets an umlaut or not. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, it probably does. I don't know anything about those umlauts too much. A bundle is a bundle. Bundle is a bundle. A canal is a canal. A camel is a camel. A doctor is a doctor. Don't get that mixed up with doctor. A doctor is a daughter. Doctor is doctor. Okay? Album, same thing. American is Amerikaner. Notice that K there instead of the C. Anytime you have a strong C, it would be K. And that ER on that end of that word there, that means is an inhabitant of. That means he's an inhabitant of America. If you say, Ich bin ein Alsatier, bin ein Alsatier, that means you're an inhabitant of Alsace. Okay? Arm, same thing.
Isn't there another word in Alsace for arm? Bine or something? It's in the dictionary.
Bei is a leg.
Okay.
Bei is a leg. And in German it's bind. So a little different. Bath is a bod. A bet is a bet. A bed is a bet. Butter and butter are the same thing. Bind, binda. Bitter is bitter. Block, block. Brother is a brother. Calendar, again, you have that K. When you hit a hard C, is not a K. If it's going to be a hard C, you will use the letter K for it.
So the calendar is
A card is a card. The class, classa. Hunger is hunger. 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 A lamp is a lampa. A machine is a machine. Paper is papier. Papier. Tea is tay, and we'll get to this double E a little later. But it's pronounced tay, not T. Telephone. Telephone.
Telephone.
A wolf is a wolf. A wolf. Bless you. Or Gesundheit. Notice I said wolf. That W is not pronounced W. Wolf is pronounced W in Alsatian is pronounced like a V. Person is a person. Idea is idee. Again, you see that double E there. And it's not pronounced E. Leather is lader. President is president. North is north. West is west. West. Spelled exactly the same except that W is pronounced like a V. West. And you can go on and on and on, but anyway, remember all nouns are capitalized. Do you have any questions about these?
Yeah, let's do them out loud now. Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So if they're so similar, did we get our English translation from them? Or did
Yes,
they get it
ma'am.
from us? Because
Yes,
they're-
ma'am. German, Alsatian was spoken long before English. English is a Germanic or Alemannic language.
All right. Well, it's a, don't
Yeah.
get mad at me, y'all. It's a bastardized language.
Oh, of course, they all are. Most of them are.
Sorry, y'all.
We're all adults except for
The little one.
one or two, my daughters.
They are an adult.
But yeah, well, many years ago, the kings of England were speaking German or Alsatian or a dialect, a Germanic dialect, and so I had something on my mind before somebody interrupted me.
It was a good question.
It was a good question. Anything else? Somebody want some questions?
Let's say them out loud. Let's, say the Alsatian word for us and then let us practice it.
Okay. Adras. Adras, yeah. Notice the R is not R, it's R. You roll that R. You roll that R. Alcohol. Angel. Angel. Army. Bonk. Battery. Beer. Bibel. A biscuit. Blend. Blund. And maybe there's some menyes there, I don't know. I mean some umlauts there, I don't know. And not enyes in me. Wrong language, isn't it? A bundle. A canal. Camel. Doctor. Album. Amerikaner. Notice that America's almost the same. America, Ameriika.
Would you say it in Alsatian, please?
Amerikaner.
I don't hear it. I hear Amerikaner.
Amerikaner. We're not going to say Amerikaner. Amerikaner. Okay? All right. R, exactly the same. Except you roll your R a little bit. A ball. That's one of the words for ball. There's a lot of words for ball. A bod. A bod. I heard somebody say bod. It's not bod. It's bod. That D is kind of like a TH. Bod. Okay? A bod. A bet. Butter. Binda. Bitter. Blok. Bröder. Try again. Bröder. Ah, sounds better. Calendar. Cart. No, cart. Carta.
No A on it?
If you put an A on there, you'd be having some cards. It'd be the plural. A cart.
Okay.
Plaza. And Hunger. Lamp. Machine. A beer. I-E is always pronounced E. E-I is pronounced I. Okay? Hey. Telephone. Wolf. Wolf. Now, not wolf. Wolf would be W-U-L-F. Wolf. Yeah. Person. Idee. Lather. I was thinking about leather. Ladder. Lather. You have in German you'd have Lederhosen. In Alsatian it'd be Laderhosen. Means leather pants. President. Nord. Und West. Okay?
Okay.
Hopefully all of you can do it. Now,
For okay.
okay, I guess. Let me emphasize to you, if you have a chance at all, I know we're not getting a lot of Alsatian speaking here tonight, not yet. But if you get a chance at all, when you go home during the week, talk about it a little bit. You're really not going to learn a language unless you can actually talk it and hear it spoken.
Right.
Okay?
Takes 7 to 9 years.
Is that what? Doctor. Doctor. The difference is it's instead of a K, in a daughter it's D-A. You have a C-H. The C-H instead of a K. Dochter. Dochter, not K. Dochter. There's no K sound. Dochter. Yes, sir. Arm, yes. Yeah, arm. If it's not capitalized, arm means poor. Arm elite is poor people. And we're not Leute, we're elite. The Germans are Leute, we're elite. Okay? L-I-T is people. Okay? Any questions? Yes, ma'am. Machine? 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 A machine? Okay. Well, I get it wrong. Machine. I think it's machine, yeah. Machine. We always heard it as machine. Machine.
That's not an I pronunciation.
No, not an I pronunciation. But you're probably correct.
It should be a long I.
Yeah, probably machine, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Don't ask me about rules, please. I'm not going to tell you about the participles and the other things. You have a problem? Okay, any other questions? Alphabet. We're going to look at the alphabet here. All right. We're going to compare the English letter with the Alsatian pronunciation. A is B is bay. C is say. You'll see say and say, but say is usually what we say. D is day. Now here's where we're going to find a letter E. The E is A. That's where you get your long A. Your A is never a long A. The E is long A. Okay? Okay? F is F. G is gay. I have G-E-E there too, but G-E-E is two E's, meaning A. Gay. Gay. Now, uh-oh, I have a mistake there. H, okay, this is ha, this is the German. I got the wrong one there. I will detract a little bit from Blackie there, because I heard Christian say H is not ha, it's ash. Ash. A-C-H. Ash. I spoke to Christian, she said, yeah, it's ash. I spoke to the people in Alsace, they said it's ash. Notice it's very close to the German sound. When we were over here, we were with a group of Alsatians, and brother-in-law had a cap on. It was a tractor cap, it was a case, I-H. The guy said, oh, Kasiash. Kasiash. Case, I-H. Now, Kas, C-A-S-E would be Kas. Iash is I-H. Anyway, I asked them and they said, no, it is Ash. Now, I know that Blackie studied a lot of German, because I think when he was in school, they were still using German books here, weren't they, Bill?
Yes, when he was in grade school, yes.
And they were using it. But anyway, that's the difference between it. Ash. I is E. This is the long E. I is a long E. Okay? J is a yot. It's pronounced yot. Yot. I was too slow about getting this. Let me give you a few words to go with these. If I give you an A, we could use like a word like English, which means English. English, which means English. Bay, I have written down here something. By. Someone said something about by a while ago. B-I-E. If it's German, you have Bein, but in Alsatian it's by, B-I-E. It means a leg. C, I use the word chef. C-H-E-F, and it simply means chief. It doesn't necessarily mean the guy who cooks. It means the chief. D, I used D-I-E-R, which means expensive. D-I-E-R, which means expensive. E, I used elaboga. Elaboga. Elaboga, elbow. F, for F we used, went to fimf, which means 5. Fimf, which means 5, F-I-M-F. 5, okay? But F is called an F. G, again, gay. And the color gal is yellow. I use gal. Word I picked up, put it in there, that's all. H, ash. Herbst. Herbst means fall of the year. H-E-R-B-S-T. Herbst means the fall of the year. It also means to harvest. Harvest. Yeah, harvest things in the fall. Okay. I, which has the name is the long E or double E, and it's I use the word ide. Now, notice I had two of them there. E is, the I is pronounced E, and the double E is pronounced A. Means idea. J was yot, and you use the word ya. J-A means yes, ya, or yor, J-O-H-R. but notice it's not J, it's not spelled J. A name that starts with a J, say Joseph, is not Joseph, it's Yosef. Yosef. Jaeger is a hunter, yes. What else did I say? Okay, K is Ka, a kopf. A kopf simply means head. A what? A bull kopf. I have an aunt who was nicknamed Molly Kopf one time. And we used to call her Molly. We used to always call her Molly, but she had a cousin that called her Molly Kopf. A Molly is a bull. A Molly is a bull. And for some reason, her cousin called her Molly Kopf. I don't know if she was stubborn or what she was.
Probably Aunt Lillian.
You think it was Aunt Lillian? I think it was Aunt Lillian's sister. If you haven't noticed by now, Sue and I are first cousins. L is same as we've had. L, and I use the word laza, which means to read. Read, laza. M is pronounced just like our M, em, and I use the word masara. Masara is a knife, a knife. So masara is pocket knife. Now, how do I go up here?
You click.
Click what? You forget I'm a dummy when it comes to
Click
this.
to your next screen.
When you said fall,
I said what?
you said fall, you said esh.
Eps. Eps. Now what did I do?
Esh is first.
Lord knows.
Eps.
Esh is
Ashed is first, yes. I want to be back on those when I get the rest of the letters. Maybe you need to operate that machine, because I don't know. I want to go after M. N is there we go. Oh, okay.
And they pronounced it Ashline.
You can tell I grew up in the day of the slide rule, not the computer.
But I mean, they said, hang the Ashline.
What's the slide rule? That's what most people would ask, yeah. N, now what did I do?
It's on full screen.
Oh, it's loading.
I'm so sorry.
Ah, N is just like our N, and that I use the word, I can't see. Nohad. Nohad. What's a nohad mean? You know that. After a while, huh? After a while? Afterward? After a while? Nohad. O is just like O. And I use the word oi. Oi means also. O-I-E, oi. P is called a pay. And I use the word fun. Fun is a pan. P-F-A-N is just like our pan, P-A-N. You can see these similarities to the English. Q. It's a coup. And I use the word I can't see it. It's awful when you get old and have to have glasses. That's all I need. Anyway, Q is cool, and it's very hard to find a word that starts with a Q.
What about queen?
Huh?
Queen?
Queen is not Alsatian.
I mean, turn it into Alsatian.
Kinnigan. Kinnigan is a queen, but it's not a okay. I use qual. It's qual, which to torment. Torment. But there's not many you can find there. Or, that's R. Remember, roll your R's. R. and I use the name rice. A rice is a trip, or, yeah. A rice, trip or a journey. It's R-E-I-S. I need to get these to you also. I had them today, but I didn't have them in time for Jerry to put them on here. And I was going to get them to her, but she's busy. S, and it's pronounced just like our S. And I just picked up the name soft. What is soft? Soft. Soft. S-O-F-T. It doesn't mean soft, it means juice. Soft is juice. Soft is juice. Actually, it's S-A-F-T, soft. T is Tay, and I picked the word Tal. Tal is a valley. T-A-L is a valley. U, that's pronounced like the umlaut with the umlaut U, or a double O in food. Ooh, okay. That's how it's pronounced. And a word for ood. What's a ood? U-H-R.
Great.
Ood is a watch. An ood is a watch. And if you have a great grandfather, you don't have a gross father, you have a ood gross father. You hear a lot of people say, oh, that's my gross father. It's not, it's a ood gross father. Ood. But it actually means clock. Now, here's another one that I'm going to differ from Blackie on. Blackie found he was using the German for V, which is foul, yeah. They say they. They say they for V-E-Y. I asked several of them, he said, yep, that's they, but the foul is the German. But it is pronounced F. Why do we have two F's in the language? I don't know. They. It's pronounced like an F. You have two numbers side by side. You have a V-I-E-R and F-I-M-F. Vier and fünf. 4 and 5. Still, you have a vier and a fünf. One's written with a V and one's with an F. I don't know why, but that's because I haven't studied the languages there. Okay,
W.
W. All right. That they call a W. W means double they. D-O-B-L-E is double. And I asked them. First of all, I talked to Christiane. She said, double they. And what does Blackie call it in there? They, yeah. Called it they. That's right. Now, and it is pronounced they. It is pronounced like a V. An example of it would be Wurum. Wurum means why. Wurum. W-U-R-U-M. W-R-E-M, rather. No, it's U-M. And it simply means why.
What if you have a headache and say, Kopfweh?
Kopfweh, yeah. Kopfweh. That means, but weh is a headache. And then we have X, or X is X. You can try to find an Alsatian word that begins with an X. Xylophone, but that's a borrowed word. It's there, but it's a borrowed word. Yeah. But and Y, Ypsilon, and again, try to find an Alsatian word that begins with a Y. Very difficult. And Z is called a set, T-S-E-T, set, set. And one example is a Zug. A Zug means a train. A Zug means a train. It also means pull, right? A Zug.
It's not a zook, it's a soup.
A Zug, yeah. A Zug, yes. A Zug. It's a because the letter is not Z, it's set, set. It's pronounced like that. Kind of like a TS. Okay? Those are our letters. Yes, ma'am. The P is pay.
Could you say
Okay?
the word?
Don't call me Mr. Shearhart. Makes me feel like I'm back in school again. I've got one of my students right here. I'm another one. Several of them. Okay? Any questions? Notice they're very, very similar to the English. Very similar. We have the umlaut. And I don't know too much about the umlaut. A, I think, was kind of like a something like that. O is U, and a U is a U. Now we talked about it. We saw some words last week. There's the word house, H-A-U-S. That's German. Alsatian is H-U-S. H-U with a umlaut. Umlaut, yes. Hus. Hus. And the people with the example, Holzhaus, that's a German word. Means wood house. Okay?
Could you pronounce those again, please?
You really want me to pronounce them?
Yes.
O, and U. Pardon? And, okay. Any more questions? Numbers, let's count, are los und zählen. We'll say los und zählen. One is eins. Now you're going to see, just like Kent was telling you yesterday, the only place you're going to see eins is where it, like that, the number one. If I want something, I don't want eins. I want ein. Remember, some of you are old enough to remember when Kennedy
Yes.
accompanied that beautiful lady to Berlin, and it said, "Ich bin ein Berliner." I am one.
Sausage.
What? Pardon?
I am a sausage, she said.
No, that's Berliner. It means an inhabitant of Berlin, a citizen of Berlin. But he said, "Ich bin ein Berliner."
And he was saying, what he was saying translated to I am a sausage.
No, but again, that was German. But the word "ein" is same, and a lot of times the Alsatians don't use "ein." They use "I." I. Now, if you want an egg, I. One egg is an I. More than one egg is I. You're right. Let's say if you want one egg, ich will I. I want I. One. The difference there is you have a small case letter and a capital letter. Ich will I. And very often we have the Alsatians and Germans. They will leave a lot of letters out and put an apostrophe there. When we a lot of times we use like we would say ich bin Elsassen. I am apostrophe Elsassen. Instead of ein Elsassen, ich bin Elsassen. They pronounce it Spence is the same as they pronounce the little a. Zwei, and that's two. But there's also some people, as I was telling you there a while ago, and Kent told you, there's some people pronounce it two. And the only one I'd ever heard of that pronounced it two before was my uncle, and he was raised up at Cliff. But anyway, zwei, drei is three. Vier, not vier, vier. It's spelled V-I-E-R, but it means it's pronounced vier. Vier. Fünf, six. Some people also write it as S-E-X. That's the way it's pronounced. It's six. Sex. S-E-C-H-S or S-E-X. It's acceptable both ways, I understand. Siva is seven. And you'll see S-I-W-A as well as S-E-W-A. Siva. Ach. Okay, that's eight. Now, you also hear acht means attention. Means attention. Pay attention. Acht. Or the Germans would say Achtung, attention. But anyway, it's spelled the same way. Neen is nine. The difference between this neen and German is nine and neen. German is N-E-I-N, and Alsatian is N-I-N or N-I-E-N. Both of them are acceptable. Say is 10. Get over there to the other side and you got an elf. And that's not a little guy that runs around with little funny hats on. Elf. Elf. Zwölf. That's like a T-S-V-E-L-F. Zwölf. Zwölf. Dritzehn. What do you see there? You say 3 and you see 10, right? Dritzehn. I think in German it's probably 3 und 10. 3 and 10. But we say, our ancestors said 13. Again, 14 is 410. 14, 410. 15. 15. 5 and 10, 15. 15. 16 is 16. 17 is 17. They also say 17. 17, you just 17, 7 and 10. 18, 19, 20. See, it's a 20 is like a T-S-V-A-N, Z-I-G. T-S-I-G. 20. Can I go down this way? You want to say them? Okay.
Would 29 be Neen-Zig?
Nina 20. Nina 20. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we'll say them. First, eins, zwei, drei, vier, remember that? Vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, neun, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Questions?
Is 20 lowercase just because it's a mistake?
All these should be lowercase, right?
They should all be lowercase.
Only
They should all be lowercase. I'm sorry, I don't know what I did.
Computer doesn't matter.
Well, I gave it to Jerry and she did it, but I'm sure I did it wrong when I gave it to her.
Why is 15 not 15?
Pardon?
Why is it 15 instead of 15?
I don't know why. I just know that's what it is. It's 25, they call it 50. 50. And if you ever find out, Mark, why it is, tell me. I'll be happy to learn. 21. Notice you see ein, 1, 20, 1 and 20. 21. 22, 2 and 20. 23, 3 and 20. 24, 4 and 20. 25, 5 and 20. 26, 6 and 20. 7 and 20, oh, that should be, that should be S-E-W-E.
That's English.
Yeah, it should be S-E-W-E. It should be a W. 27, S-E-W-E-N-A-W-A-N-G. 27, 28, 29, 30. And now they're going to just repeat the same thing, but we'll use 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and then 20.
Going back to what Mark said, look at 25.
Yep, I know. I know. I know. And why I don't know, but that's what it is. I wish I could tell you.
Is 15, is that German?
What?
15,
That's German. Yeah. Yeah, you put that N on the end, it's usually it's a German word. Okay, any questions on that? All of you know this completely. You ready for the test?
Or I have to stand up and say.
Mark said he's going to have the test. I don't know. All right, days of the week. It's a little different. It's a little different than what you saw in your German. Monday is simply Monday. It's not Montag. It's Monday. Monday. Dienstag is Tuesday. Mittwoch, what does that mean? That means middle week. Mittwoch. Donnerstag? Very similar to the German, but the German one had D-A-G on it instead of D-I-G. It's dog. Freitag is Friday. Samstag is Saturday. And Sonntag is Sunday. Interesting thing over there, if you go over there, the first day of the week over there is Monday. Not Sunday, as we have Sunday as our first day of the week. Look at the calendars over there, the first day of the week is Monday. Monday. In German it'd be Montag. Yeah, but we're not going to study that language, okay? Stay away from there. Mix me up. Months of the year. January is January. Yep. February. We used to call it February, but they found it in the book as February. March is Mats. Look at the difference of the English and Alsatian for April. The P becomes a B. April. May is Mai. June is Juni. That J is not pronounced J, it's pronounced like we pronounce a Y. July is Juli. August is August. September, very similar to it. September. October is okay, look at that K there. Instead of our C. October. November. And December. Questions? Yes, ma'am, sir.
I was reading in one Paul Adolph's book, and he said that February was Hornum.
Was what?
Hornum. H-O-R-N-U-M-G. He made February.
I've read about that.
That's
They
like
named
the
it
last
for the
name.
antlers coming out of the deer. That's when
Hornum.
they're horny.
Hornum,
Hornum.
I've heard that.
I've seen that before too.
It was
Yes, ma'am.
I missed the first January, February, March. Would you mind repeating January, February, March, please?
Januar, Januar, Februar, März. März, M-A-R-T-Z, yeah, März. M-A-R-Z actually, März. I don't know why that is, Mark. Anything else? I don't want to keep you all sitting too long. Is that what it is? Oh, let's look at our relatives. See what our relatives are. A mother is a moeder of the moeder. M-U-E-T-T-E-R is the preferred one. Moeder. Moeder. Father is father. It's pronounced father. That V is pronounced like an F. So it's father. A sister is a Schwester. Schwester, yeah. And a brother is a Bruder, and it probably does need an umlaut over that, I don't know. The Bruder. A grandmother is a Großmutter, means big mother. Gross is big. The Großmutter. Großfather is grandfather, big father. Now, great grandmother would Urgroßmutter. You hear a lot of people around here, they say Großmutter. That's not correct. It's Urgroßmutter. And means a clock. Has something to do with time, I would suppose. And a great grandfather would be a Urgroßvater. See what else we have here. A daughter. Notice the difference between doctor and daughter. We have CH instead of a K. It's dochter. Dochter, not a doctor. CH is not pronounced K. It's dochter. 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 Dochter, yes. Son, S-O-H-N. It's also pronounced S-U-N-N. Usually with son is the preferred, I believe. Mother-in-law, a Schwiegermutter. Whoa! You can see why there's not many mother-in-laws around there. A Schwiegermutter. Schwiegermutter. And a father-in-law is a Schwiegervater. Sister-in-law is a Schwiegerin. Is the Schwiegerin. And a brother-in-law is a Schwoger. A daughter-in-law is a Sonsiefreu. Sonsiefreu. No? Son's wife. Sonsiefreu. And a son-in-law, now why they call this differently, I don't know, is a Dochtermann. Means daughter man. Dochtermann. A Sonsiefreu for a daughter-in-law and a son-in-law is Dochtermann. Questions?
On that father-in-law.
Oh, you want to say them? Okay, let's go. Let's go. Daughter is dochter. Don't put a K in there. Dochter. It's a CH. Son is a son. Now, S-U-N, son is soon. Not even the sun that shines up there didn't even pronounce the same. It's a soon, not a song. Mother-in-law, Schwiegermutter. Schwiegermutter. No, that W is pronounced like a V. Schwiegermutter. Father-in-law is a Schwiegervater. Schwiegervater. Sister-in-law, Schwägerin. Schwägerin. And a brother-in-law is a Schwoger. I don't know what the difference is, but they're Schwoger. If you get away from the W-E, just go W-O. Daughter-in-law is Sonsi-Froi. Sonsi-Froi. And a son-in-law is a Dochtermann. Dochtermann. Questions? How about those? Let's get those. Grandchild. Someone asked you about grandchild earlier. Großkind. Großkind. That's a big child. Because gross is big and a child, kind is, yes sir.
Is it a kind or a kind?
Kind. If I said kinder, it would be multiple. Großkinder would be my grandchildren.
I'm just curious why it's an I sound instead of an E sound.
Right.
Kind?
Gross kind and not gross kind.
I don't know. I don't have the rules. Please don't. That's that. A granddaughter would be a Großdochter. And the grandson would be Großsohn. Now, if I want to talk about a big son, I'd say großer Sohn. A big son. That was done by the elementary school principal. Jerry Boyce did that. Jerry Butler. Jerry Boyce Butler. I don't. Yeah, I see there's 3 S's. No, there's not 3 S's. That should be just 2 S's. Aunt is a Danta. Danta. Now I think in German it's T-A-N-T-E. Something Tanta. Tanta. I know that D is kind of pronounced like a T-H. Danta. Uncle is a uncle. Uncle. A female cousin is cousine. And a male cousin is a kusa. Now, you heard the word, there's also another word for the word kus, which means kiss.
There's another word for
Pardon?
What'd you say?
In other words, what?
You don't want to know.
Another word for your
Not worth repeating, huh?
Another word for your cousin in Alsatian is your Freud.
Your cousin is your Freud? No, I hope not. I hope not. Is that why we have people run around with hands coming out of their head?
She doesn't like it when I call her that.
Anyway, interesting thing, there was an old gentleman that...
Hey, nobody likes a class clown.
I'm sorry, I'll sit down now.
Now you wonder why I get in trouble.
No, we don't.
Well, anyway, an interesting thing about this, a pillow is a kissy. And there's this old fellow, he was German and he was in the hospital. His son was telling me about it. And he kept asking him, kissy, 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 I want kissy. And they thought he was asking, the nurses thought he was asking for a kiss. And he's asking for a pillow. A kissy. Niece is nicht. And nephew is nef. Nef.
Don't pronounce the E's on the end.
I guess you probably would. It'd probably be Nefa. Nichte, Nefa.
And
Okay.
wife and husband?
Okay, we have wives and husbands. Do we have that too? Where are they? Thought I had them. Okay. Husband is a mon. Same thing as man. Mimon. A wife is a froi. Same thing as woman. A woman is a froi, and your wife is your froi. And you. Das ist meine Froi. Das ist meine Froi. This is my wife. If she would say, this is my husband, she would say, das ist meiner Mann. Notice, you have to have the same, verbs must be the same as the,
Like Spanish.
you have to, yeah. Everything's either masculine or feminine or neuter. Yes, sir.
I have request a big book.
You have what?
A big book. What was a big bookish? Bit with a bit. Bit is a joke. I have bought a joke book in Alsatian. And they refer to women as Veeb or Veeb.
Okay, that's an archaic name, Veeb.
Veeb or Veeb?
W-I-I-B is a Veeb.
Is that slang or just an old?
It's an old name for a woman. Yes, a Veeb. And when I was a kid, they always talked about the Veeb.
My father always said Veeb.
Yes, yes. And it's an old term for woman. Example you're going to see that is in Patsy's daddy's little poem. Wie lustig sind die Wiebler, mit denen sie sind Wiebler. Okay? But they use Veeb.
Are you offended that you call them that?
No, it's just an old term. No, I don't think they're offended. Yeah. Sir?
The father-in-law, mother-in-law deal. I think my dad always called my father-in-law Schwager, and the woman a Schwager. Is that an acceptable thing, or does that sound right?
Schwager father and a Schwager mother. What I always heard. Yes, ma'am. Pardon? Viva? Plural, no. Plural. Yeah, viva, yeah, if you put an R on there, viva to be plural. But a vive is a singular. A vive is singular. W-I-I-B. W-I-I-B-E-R or W-I-I-B-E would be viva, a viva, that's plural.
He spelled it W-I-E-W-E-R, like Viva, the W-I-E-W.
Okay, any other questions? You get it straight? Time? It's time for Bill? Okay. Ooh, it's getting late, isn't it? I didn't think I'd go that long. Let's go a little farther here. I guess we could probably stop there and let Bill. It's good stopping. I was once told by a professor that the mind can only absorb what the seat can endure. So I guess we better stop. Next week, we'll continue. What does that mean? The we're getting rid of him, or are we good? Oh, Bill.
So back in the 70s, when the Castrovillians and the Alsatians started getting together and lights. Well, no, we're gonna show some slides. I went through a bunch of old family photos not long ago, and I came across one from the 70s, and it was some type of party or gathering that the Alsatians were putting on in Alsace for the Castroville folks who had traveled over there. And I came across this one. They had this one slide where the group was wearing t-shirts. And this t-shirt was designed by the Alsatians in Alsace. And I'd like to show you that one first.
Yeah, I'm
Because
trying to get it.
It's what I patterned the t-shirt for this group after.
You're offline.
I'm glad you messed up and I didn't.
Scheiße.
No, that's German.
Well, you don't want me to say the other one.
No, I don't want to say that one either.
Orange Shearhearts don't know what they're doing.
I know. But when the darn Shearheart brings stuff in the last minute. Oh, come on there, come here.
Oh, while they're doing that, I wore this. Yeah, I forgot to tell you about this.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I wore this because we had this going off the dogs here. Doing off the dogs.
Ophthalmologist?
What does it sound like? Advocate, right? And often called is a lawyer. We have these lawyers that always wear ties, so I thought I'd wear one too. But I was going to teach you the name for a tie. The name for a tie is a
What match?
oh, cravat, yeah. Cravat. K-R-A-W-A-T, cravat. Anyway, cravat. I was going to teach you that first because I want that to be your first word. Forgot. But anyway, I wore this because I wanted it to be like this too.
The lawyer.
The attorneys that were up here all the time. Probably never see me in it again. Cravat.
How do you spell it?
K-R-A-W-A-T, cravat. That's a necktie.
Once we get this slide up here, I'm interested if any of you folks who may have been traveling with the group back in the 70s might recognize the man who's in the picture that has this t-shirt on, because the photo was snapped of him giving a speech at a gathering, at a banquet of some sort, that included all of the Castroville folks that had traveled over there. So you might recognize the man. I don't know him, of course, but he's wearing a t-shirt that we're going to try to copy for our group here. This man is from Alsace that's wearing the shirt.
No, I put it on the Google Drive on my phone. I'm really trying.
You need to fire your secretary.
I am not anybody's secretary. I am a, what am I? A female? A single female, so nobody's secretary.
So how would we say t-shirt?
T-shirt. It keeps going on and on about this, thing that's coming up next week. Will you be here? Now I have to very easily, clearly put up. They're up on my phone, but then the internet doesn't.
It's not going to work.
You can show my phone, like.
Okay, well,
I'm sorry.
that's all right. We're going to have to look at these slides.
Can you send it to us?
Next book. Next book. Next week, we'll have the t-shirt slides up, and God willing, we'll have the good book for everybody to pick up next week. I'll have a big box of them. And if you write here, you bring cash, fine. If you bring a check, just make it out to me, and I'll just have an envelope. You can stick your money or your check in there and take one of the books or two, or you know, however many you need, but I don't want you to buy a dozen of them or anything, because we gotta make it last. Wait, you got it?
Yeah, they're not, it's still.
Hang on, we're getting closer, maybe we can look at
There we go. I don't know which is which.
Oh, wait, we gotta have that man first.
Well, nobody looked.
There you go. Here it comes.
Drum roll.
No, that's not itchy bitchy Mac. Bill, be patient.
It's coming.
My problem. There it is.
Who is that man? Ich bin stolz.
I can't hear you.
Alsatian bin.
Which means?
What does it say?
I know stolz is proud, so it means I am proud. I think I am as proud as an Alsatian can be.
I am proud that I am an Alsatian.
I am proud that I am an Alsatian.
Now, did I say something? That us should be
Yes. And we fixed that for the modern version, which now if you can get that last one up again that you had. Nobody knew it?
I'm asking my sister.
Okay, so the first one I showed you.
I think it was
Needs to be bigger.
this one that says 6:47 p.m. I think that's what we'll try.
Mom's mine.
Anyway, I've got a list here, and this is not a rush project, so it may be a month or so before I order this.
There it is.
There we go. Can you fill that one up?
Bigger.
So see, this has got the Castroville City logo on it. It says Castroville, the Little Alsace of Texas, and then it's got the corrected version.
It should be ASS.
Okay, we'll put another S on there. Like I said, this is just a preliminary mock-up. And so I've got a pad here. You put your name, your size, and how many shirts you want. And I'll pass this around next week, the week after, until I've got everybody's name on here that wants one. And then we'll place the order. So it's no rush. And I'll leave this up here in the front. You can sign up today or whenever. What's that? No, I'm sorry. I have no idea. My guess is that there'll be $20 or, give or take, depending on how many we get in the order. the more that goes in the order, they cost a little less.
Say what it says. Can you say what it says?
Okay, now hang on. Leave it up there, but I just want to block this. I don't want you to read that yet.
You already read it.
That was gonna be a joke on Ken, okay? Now let me give you the background on that. I have never known a rift between Germans and Alsatians around here, but maybe that's in the older generations, I don't know. I couldn't tell you if you were German or Alsatian. It wouldn't, I would have no idea. And like we pointed out at the first class, probably 99% of us are a mix in my generation and on down. But Kent seemed to have a little twist in his voice on that. And so I was going to tell everybody if I was envisioning him sitting here. And I was going to say, now we've got one special t-shirt that I made for Ken only.
Bill, you should feel terrible because he's in Alsace right now Christmas shopping for all of them.
Do you want to go with the other one, Bill, or not?
How do you read the first one? What is it? How do you read that first one?
Say it again? Say it again.
Say it again.
The whole thing, say it again.
I am proud.
It's been
Schultz. I am proud. Us each et. Now you can tell us what those words are.
Us, ich, Alsatian bin.
What is the last word?
V-I-N.
I'm proud that I'm an Alsatian. People here, when we speak Alsatian, we speak it very slowly. They speak a lot faster over there. Now, his grandfather, Blackie Sherhart, can speak so, but everything he did was fast. I think he ran when he bid. But anyway, he spoke it real fast. He was good at it.
That's what Haas was too.
Yeah, he was good, but he didn't speak as fast.
That's all I had. If anybody wants to sign up, it'll be up here. And this is for